Students of class 11, so I am sending you the second video for the topic topic is Boyle's law, chapter is states of matter going on. So I told you in the previous day that gaseous state you are going to learn in detail, gas laws you are going to learn in detail, because gas laws you are going to use in various other purposes and in other chapters also. Before going to the gas law, first you should know that how many elements are there which are present in gaseous state at room temperature or normal temperature. There are total 11 elements which are present in gaseous state at room temperature. I have written the names. There are 11 elements which are present in the gaseous state at room temperature. The elements are hydrogen, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and chlorine. These are the 11 elements which are present in the gaseous state at room temperature. Out of these, from helium to radon, these are all noble gases. So noble gases are all gases. Other than that, hydrogen is there, nitrogen is there, oxygen is there, fluorine is there and chlorine is there. These are all gases. Now you have to learn about gaseous law. There are several scientists who have explained the gas laws. That means they have performed various experiments with different kind of gas. They have studied the effect of temperature, pressure, volume, etc. on different kind of gas. The first law is Boyle's law. A scientist named Boyle. According to him, what he has found or what he has observed, that I am going to say. So Boyle's law states that at constant temperature, when the temperature is remaining constant, at constant temperature the pressure of a fixed amount means number of moles of the gas will be fixed. Pressure of a fixed amount of a gas varies inversely with the volume. I am again repeating, at constant temperature the pressure of a fixed amount of gas varies inversely with its volume. What does it mean? That is, if the volume is going to increase, the pressure will decrease, and if the pressure is going to increase, volume will decrease. As you know that gas can take any space available to it, easily its volume can be increased. So when the volume is increasing, definitely the pressure is decreasing. When we are compressing it, that means we are increasing the pressure. In that case, the volume is decreasing. So mathematically we can write it in this form, that is, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. P is inversely proportional to volume. We know that to remove the proportionality sign, we have to multiply with a constant. So we are writing P equal to K1 by V. By interchanging we can write PV equal to K. Again we can write it in this form, that is P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. But all these things are at constant temperature. The temperature has to be constant. At constant temperature, suppose a gas is having whose initial pressure, initial volume is given to you, final pressure is given to you, final volume is not given. You have to find out the final volume. So using this formula you can calculate. So this formula is going to use to solve various numericals which are there in this chapter. Now I have drawn two graphs here. You can find it out. These graphs are also having importance in this chapter. Boyle has drawn the graph between pressure of a gas against volume. When the volume is taken in decimeter cube unit and pressure is taken in bar. So what he has found, at different temperature, this kind of different curves are there. At 600 Kelvin this is the curve, at 400 Kelvin this is the curve, at 200 Kelvin this is the curve. So at a particular temperature we are getting a particular curve, and this curves are known as isotherm. Isotherm means each curve at a particular temperature, that is against pressure volume. That is pressure volume curve at a particular temperature. This is another graph that has been drawn against P and 1 by V. One side pressure, another side is 1 by V. So here also at different temperatures straight line has been obtained. Those straight lines are originating from here. That means from the point of intersection of both the axes. Here the graphs are present in this form, that is this one is at higher temperature, then next temperature and then next temperature. T3 is greater, then T2, then T1. So this one is also a graph between pressure and 1 by V, where we are going to get a straight line. That means that P is directly proportional to 1 by V. Now another thing I want to say, that is when the pressure is too high, in that case these lines will not originate from this particular point. Okay. Now I am going to discuss about something else that is related to Boyle's law, but another point I am going to discuss, that is about density. Density also can be calculated by using Boyle's law. What do you mean by density? Density is equal to mass per unit volume, that we know. Now I can write volume in terms of density. If I write volume in terms of density, so what will be my equation? Volume will be mass per unit density. Volume will be mass per unit density. Now my equation was PV equal to K. In case of V, I am going to write this one, that is P into M by D. This one is equal to K. So what M is constant, M is not going to change. So what I am going to get, that is P by D. This is equal to constant. So I can write the equation as I have written P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. So here I can write P1 by D1 equal to P2 by D2. This equation can also be used for calculating the density of a substance. Okay. So you are getting one equation is P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. This is one equation. This is second equation, P1 by D1 equal to P2 by D2. Another equation I can write, that is P1 by V2 equal to P2 by V1. This can also be written. So any form I can use to calculate the numerical. So you have to remember all these formulas because there are various numericals you will get in this chapter. So I hope I am able to explain Boyle's law. Please go through the book, go through the video and try to practice numericals based on the equation. Thank you.